Oh, probably.
Okay.
I don't think I'll turn video on in case I need to use tissue for my nose more.
That's okay.
You doing okay?
I think I breathed in flour and cocoa powder from making pancakes earlier.
Oof.
Ooh, that's rough.
Yeah.
Do we have a name for this session?
That's a great question.
All right. Group think time.
Nap time.
Nap time.
That's what Cal wants.
Downtime, nap time, survivors.
The conquering heroes who aren't even done yet.
I like the concept of sleep, and I thought of the phrase "Do robots dream of electric sheep?" and trying to think of a twist on that. Do adventurers dream of?
Stopping.
Aberrant sheep.
I like that.
What is it? Do adventurers dream of what?
Aberrant
Aberrant.
sheep. Aberrant sheep.
Now I'm self-conscious. I don't know if I know how to spell adventurer correct.
Oh,
Oh,
really? Of all the words in that sentence, adventurer is the one that you got caught on?
Yes.
I was
Not
sitting here
the
trying to
one.
figure out how to spell aberrant.
Dream of
Aberrant.
Two B's, right?
Yeah, two B's. No.
Two B's and two R's. ABBE. No. ABBARRENT.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's an E.
Aberrant.
Abberrant.
Is it ER?
It is one B though,
Really?
and two R's.
Nice. Boo.
Aberrant sheep. Confirm and go live. Oh, we're gonna go live on me googling aberrant. That's not a good look. Oh well. I'm smart, I promise. All right, we're going.
Cool. Well, you lot, this misfit group, come together out of desires, necessities, whatever you want to call it, has been the first in a long while to escape Deepfrost Citadel with your lives and the lives of people who went in before you. You managed to save both Garenwyn and Soren, who were both part of an expedition to quote unquote cleanse the citadel of the evil therein, or the minds of the evil therein. You fought the living portrait who seems to have, over the last 50 years or so, grown more and more sentient and more powerful, taking control of the citadel itself. But now it's gone. And you're back in town. Heaven knows what can happen with that entity gone and what will happen with you back here. So, as the crowd of onlookers, most of them saying their congratulations, they all disperse. I believe, if I remember correctly, it was Ergi and Cal who went, just beelined it to the hidden stash, the inn in town, leaving Nyx and Karzin to deal with the PR of this, if you will. As things start to calm down, Karzin and Nyx, you say thank you, and then you're welcome to the last couple of people. Xandervelt comes over. Well, I wasn't expecting to see any of you again. It's gotta be one insane tale, and it's late tonight, but tomorrow morning, would your group mind coming to my office? I'm assuming, I don't know exactly what happened, but I'm assuming you may have come out with a couple of extra artifacts and magic items that have been left there over the years of the adventurers who've gone in and disappeared. Um, the town is willing and able to purchase some of those off of you if you're willing. So we'll chat more in the morning. I've got a lot to do tonight, but I guess welcome back. He kind of puts his hand on your shoulder, Carson. I at least know a couple of people who are going to be cheering your guys' names for weeks and months to come. With that, he turns and walks away. Cal, Ergi, you beeline it to the hidden stash. Inside, it's mostly empty because everyone's outside. Marlin's not even there. He had gone out to see what was going on, the spectacle. And Cal, you enter first with Ergi short or close behind. What do you guys do?
I'm going to go behind the bar, and I'm going to tap the wall inside of the bottom drawer where Marlin hides a special draft. I'm going to take it out, leave a gold piece in its place, and go to my room.
Okay. Ergi?
I'll just let him go to his room, and I'll sit at the bar and grab a whiskey or something.
Okay. Separating into the different areas, you find whatever comfort you can in drink and in solitude, which admittedly could be good or bad. Nix and Carson, what do you guys do after Xander stops by?
Nix is going to comment. We need to let Cal and Ergi know about him wanting to meet with us in the morning.
I'm sure we'll have a chance to meet in the morning.
Yeah,
For now,
hopefully.
whoever is willing in our party should celebrate. It's a victory.
Hidden stash then?
Hmm?
Hidden stash then?
Yeah, let's go. And Carson will
Alright.
make his way to the hidden stash as well.
Right. By this time, you... sorry, one sec. Sorry, 2 seconds. Sorry. In the hidden stash, you find a familiar sight. Several people scattered throughout. They all cheer as you guys come in. Marlin's back around the corner, back around the bar on the boxes, quickly getting orders and drinks together. You see Ergi at the table, at the bar. You also see Oh, my brain needs to work. Where's my list? There we go. You see Soren and Colt and Varen Bell in one at their normal table, laughing and sharing a drink. You see Garen Wynn and Selena off another drink or another table. Everyone just seems the morale has gone up. Everyone seems happier and more lively. But you do not see Cal anywhere.
If I see them come in, I'll let him know. He went, took a drink and went to his room. I wouldn't bother him if I were you.
Makes sense, I guess.
Tarzan will
Alright.
sit down at the bar and ask for his usual.
Marlon quickly mixes up what your usual is and puts it in front of you.
Alright, I think Nyx is going to order more of that fruits drink, whatever it was called that he had a bit of before.
Sure. Easily enough. And Marlon, after he gives you guys all your drinks and whatnot, he goes, "Hey, by the way, these are on the house tonight for your group."
Don't insult me. And Tarzan will pass him 2 gold.
And without even batting an eyelash, he palms them and pockets them. He goes, "Hey, Ergi, you said Cal grabbed something and took it up, or?"
Yeah, it looked like he grabbed something from down low, and took it up to his room.
Son of a... He goes down. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah. In short, he had a bit of a rough time.
I mean, he did leave a whole gold, and I just overpaid for our drinks.
Yeah, no, we're good. That was like a 22 gold bottle. All right.
Wait, what?
Nothing. We're good. You're fine. You're good. So, honestly, I wish Cal was down here to explain to you guys his adventure, but crazy, good, bad, horrifying, as terrible as everyone said, like we always told you.
I thought it was fantastic in a way. Certainly feels good to help again.
You're weird. Okay.
Tarzan has
I don't-
placed the knight's helmet that he took from the night previous, and he's placed it facing him.
I recognize that. So
And
I'm
you should
assuming he
recognize
a
Ergi's armor as well.
little crunched up. I'd have Simeon take a look at that if I were you. But assuming things didn't go well for him.
No, you would say that he met a fate most unfortunate.
Jeez.
That could be partially my fault, as I didn't quite know of my power to heal,
Indeed.
or that it could heal,
You know
until
the
after that
stories
battle.
that people were possessed in the streets. At least that was the rumor. The miners turned against their own.
Yep.
Well, we saw what did that. And the knight was infected.
Huh.
And that's the real word to say it, infected. We know not whether it is disease, poison, fungus, magic, perhaps a combination of both. I sensed no magic from the starry night that the people had. In fact, I mean, The bodies are still
Concerning
up
a-
there, unattended. One could technically examine them, but
That's
I didn't want to go anywhere near that stuff.
no.
he's a smart one in Europe, isn't he? That's for another time. We'll figure that out when.
However, the good news was that it does seem to be removable, as poor Soren over there, while he was infected, was purified of that infection.
Good to know. All right. Well, at this point, another group comes in and calls to him, and he waves and be with you in a sec. Well, you lot did wonders today. I'm floored. Whatever you guys went through, I hope you know that this town has now changed. Carson, you understand this.
Carson just nods.
So, rest. Enjoy tonight. And he goes off and starts attending to other people.
Well, there's more to do, isn't there?
I sense
We never went into the mines.
this is
So,
just going to be the beginning. What we went through in there was easy compared to what we'll be going through next. More diligence, more caution is required as we enter the next leg of what we are going to do.
alright, well, in the morning I'll need to get my armor fixed.
Hmm.
Perhaps we can plan.
If you wish, you could leave it with him at night tonight, so that he may work on it overnight.
Alright.
Early in the morning, whenever Simeon wakes up.
At that, Ergi will get up and head over to leave his armor with the blacksmith Simeon.
Gotcha. We'll follow you in just a second. Cal,
Yes.
in your room, what do we find Cal doing?
The bottle, which was completely full, on about yay big bottle, like you said, 22 gold worth of hard liquor. It's the kind of bottle that he'd keep for a specific party and event of rich people traveling through town, and plan for it to be used as shots to be emptied in by an entire large party in a single night. It's empty. Cal is frustrated that it hasn't seemed to do anything. At least to his perception. Whether or not he actually has been affected is a different question. But to his perception, he is totally fine, and he is furious about it. He is... to his perception, utterly... He looks like a homeless person, according to himself, which means his hair is no longer tied up. His coat is not tucked in. He just little details that he prides himself on normally are undone, meaning that he probably looks more like the average person than he ever has in his entire life. And yet he looks fine. Other than the look of disgust and anger that is on his face as he throws the knife that he had repaired during the first session, the intricate elven knife, into a specific post in his bedroom over and over and over again.
Go ahead and make let's just say an attack roll with disadvantage.
13.
This wasn't to see if you hit the post. This was to see how many times you could hit the post before damaging the blade. Again. Over and over and over. The words that were spoken to you in your own mind. And then that phrase that you remember, you chose to forget. Into the wall, into the beam, into the beam, into the wall, into the post of the bed, into the beam. Just a little bit off. Hitting the window window frame. Not breaking the window, but hitting the window frame, and you hear a clang as it smacks and falls to the ground. You go back and retrieve it, and there is a notch in the sharp side of the blade. And you look up and you hit one of the few nails that is just sticking out about half an inch.
Is that related to the other missing portion of this knife? Is it like symmetrically opposite? Or where in relation?
It's more down towards the hilt, the crossguard.
Okay.
It's repairable, but once again, this knife and what it represents to you, chipped. Whatever that may be. You look out the window and you see several people coming towards the front doors of the tavern, the inn. You hear the camaraderie downstairs, the laughing, the shouting, and you see an armored figure, large Leonin, leave the tavern and head off into town, just as the sun peaks behind the hills for the last time of the day. Ergi, you find your way to the blacksmith's. Simeon is just finishing up. He's wrapping some leather around the handle of an axe. It looks like it needed sharpening for the day. And he looks up. Well, I was wondering when you all would find your way over here. You need your stuff repaired, tools, weapons, armor. I'm here for you.
That's right. Yep. I got this armor from our adventure and was wondering if I could pay you to repair it.
My friend, I don't think you and your group are going to have to pay for much the next couple of days. At least until the novelty of it wears off. But I am glad to see you. It's been a while since anyone's come out and been so heroic, if you will.
Oh. Well, thank you, I guess. But we truly just did what we could, and hopefully we can do more. We'll see. Hopefully we can.
He looks a little concerned and a little awkward in asking. He goes, I have a question. Did you all, by any chance, find out what happened to Carter?
What did happen to Carter?
We
Who was he again?
assumed he went deeper. He's the lumberjack that we assumed was in the throne room. He like had the blood stain and like the illusion
That's right.
throne, and then he set up the trap beyond the door, and then he.
We don't know that was him, right?
We don't know it was him, but we assume because it was the freshest blood there, and we didn't find his body anywhere.
Well, we found some interesting blood tracks leading down into the cellar, which I guess would go down into the mines eventually. We're not sure who that. It could have been him. We don't really know who else could have gone down there.
All right. Sorry, I had to ask. He was supposed to become my apprentice next year when he finished his rounds as a lumberjack. And
We hope for the best. I'm sorry if anything happened, but I'll tell you, we did find out how to cure those who go mad. So if we are able to find him, which we will try because we're just that crazy.
you're going back in?
Look, our party, we have a lot of issues, and I think that the way to solve those issues is to do the deed. So, yes, we will be going back in. I hope the best for all of us.
All right. Well, we best get your. What happened to that? Your armor. That's got to be painful to wear.
I won't go into detail because it belonged to someone who didn't necessarily have to die, but sadly did. Anyway, it was hit with a large object.
Okay. Well, let's see if we can get off you and get it repaired. It's going to take a little while. It's pretty banged up.
All right. How long do you think?
I'm going to have to go over it more thoroughly, probably in the morning. So I'll get you an estimate tomorrow, if that's all right.
Yeah, sounds good.
Right.
And then I don't have any gold on me right now, but I'm more than happy to pay tomorrow when we come back.
We'll chat tomorrow. Sound good?
Alrighty.
Sure.
And Ergi will put a big hand on his shoulder and a weird toothy smile and try to say, "Thank you," and then awkwardly kind of turn around and walk away.
Well, let's get that off right now, right? You want to leave it?
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not used to asking for favors.
And he helps you get out of all the plate armor. It takes a little while, and especially you put it on pretty hastily last time and didn't fully do all the ties and the buckles and everything you need. And which is a good thing, because if you did, some of the metal that was bent in around the chest would be in your chest right now. So you carefully get everything off, and he's like, "All right, oh man, we'll see tomorrow."
Thank you.
Yeah, and he kind of drags whatever he can inside. And where are you headed?
Back to the. What's so bad with names? The tavern.
The hidden stash.
Hidden stash.
When
stash.
Ergi left, Karzan would be sitting there with his drink half empty. Did I see Hal or Xanthos in the crowd of people or at the tavern? The two members of the owners of the Horsehead. Uh-oh. Did we lose Josh?
Josh is
There he
Vito
frozen.
is frozen. Yeah.
He is frozen.
Oh, and he's back.
Not frozen.
Ooh, that was weird.
How much of that did you catch?
None of it.
Okay. After Ergi had left, Karzan, halfway done with his drink, will think, did he see Hal or Xanthos at all, the two owners of the Horsehead? Or
Yeah, they'd probably be there.
They're at the
At least
tavern?
Hal would. Hal would. Xanthos would probably be in bed. He's a bit older.
Okay, got it. Karzan would be sitting at the bar, twiddling with one of his knives, thinking to himself, and then anyone who would be paying attention would see his eyes just go wide, and then there'd be a pause, and he'd stand himself, he'd excuse himself, and start walking back home.
Okay. You head home.
Okay.
Doesn't seem nobody stops you. Nobody. I mean, a couple people cheer you as you leave. Soren and Varen and Colt specifically are all very now intoxicated, and they probably cheer the loudest. But most likely.
Oh, frozen again.
Well, at least it's not just me that seeing him frozen.
But you find your way to your house, your shop.
Oh.
The Golden Bane sits, as always. The door's locked.
I quickly unlock it, open it up. I'll use my newly gained prestidigitation to light a candle back in my records, and I'll immediately start looking through my records, trying to remember when the next merchant caravan comes into town.
Okay.
The calendars would go back. I haven't consulted these records in perhaps decades.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. You're just, I
Okay.
think you're beeping out a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck's going on. But yes, you're looking through your records. Nothing's really up to date, so it's hard to say when exactly.
I'd also
You
be thinking
might-
back to what I've maybe heard from the taverns, perhaps trying to remember when Xanthos and Hal would be more happy coming to the bar, perhaps more profitable, or perhaps more
Well-
sad that they had to buy more stock and spend money.
Tonight specifically was a different beast, a different
Right.
reason for everybody being there. But go ahead and make a history check for me.
Yeah. Karzan's pulling out calendars and he's guidance. Dang it. That's still bad, but I'm casting guidance on myself to add a d4 anyway.
I'll allow it.
Whoa, 12.
You're not sure, honestly, when the next merchant caravan will be in. You know that they are pretty regular, and there are several that cycle through and go for different things, right? You know that the last one was just a few days ago, bringing in Cal and Nix.
Right.
So you would assume maybe a week from then, or so. Honestly, the best people to talk to would be Hal and Xanthos.
How long of a trip is it from here to end of the next major city?
10 to 15 days, something like that.
Karzan then does his best math that he can to give a rough guesstimate right now before he gets information from Hal as to how many days it will take for word of the mine opening up again to reach other adventurers and for them to arrive here.
Mm.
He'll probably want to try and really give his best effort tomorrow when he gets more information from Hal, but
Of course.
he's trying to establish a timeline for himself of how long he has to...
Make an intelligence check.
Guidance before I roll it.
Probably be a solid. It'd be about 15 to 20 days before word would get out, depending on when the next merchant caravan would come in, and then 10 days after that. So you're looking at maybe a month before, if any, before others would start potentially coming into town.
1 month. Karzan begin obsessively almost taking inventory of every find that they had.
Okay.
And after he's done with that, he'll be meditating until he goes to bed, perhaps taking out some hidden pipe weed or something that he saved to try
Fair
and
enough.
calm his nerves down.
It's been a while since you've been this excited about potential business. That excitement's always there, like in the back of your mind, you can feel it, but it's never come to the front like it has, or it hasn't for a long time, like it has right now. And you do take a while to go to bed, but eventually you do find sleep. Nix, you find yourself alone at the bar.
Well, Ergi's coming back.
That's true. Ergi does come back eventually.
I also would like to do something at this point as well, when you're ready.
Okay.
Go ahead. Nix is probably just drinking his fruit drink and trying not to pull the journals out of his pack at this time where everyone can see.
That's fair. I will say, Nix, the urge is hard to avoid, especially as your drink gets refilled, and then another one gets refilled, and even the tiny amount of alcohol that is in there, you start to like, what if I just bring it out, read it like it's a normal book? That could be a thing. No, I shouldn't. But maybe no. So you do find that it's hard to resist, but you do, unless you don't want to.
And I think after one last drink, Nix will excuse himself a bit abruptly and go to his room and pull out the journals in his room.
Okay. Perfect. Like you have so many other nights by candlelight, you sit there obsessing and reading over the familiar handwriting of Thaddeus Olson. Quite interesting. Cal, what did you want to do?
So I don't know if you want me to do something else, but just to give myself an idea, I rolled a disadvantage Constitution saving throw to see, despite how Cal's feeling, thinking he's totally fine, how drunk he actually was.
Okay.
And I got a 12.
Yep, I see that.
So to me, in this moment, he staggers down the stairs. That dagger is still in his hand. He hasn't redone his hair. He hasn't fixed his outfit. And he staggers straight out the door and starts heading for that shrine of sorts that we were at the other day.
Absolutely.
Ergi will follow. Not closely.
Okay. You want to try to be stealthy? Avoid his
Yeah.
contact?
Yeah, I don't think it would be very hard with him in this state.
Okay. Just for fun, go ahead and roll a stealth check with advantage, Ergi.
It's especially advantage because you don't have your armor.
Yep.
14.
Honestly, for the first time in a while, you feel so light.
Like a Leonin should feel.
Your feline, what's the word?
Here comes the monk subclass.
Your feline abilities come out and you crouch down. You follow at a distance. Looking here.
And I will purposely be out of earshot, but just within vision.
Okay. You are unseen, at least by the individual you're following. Cal. The shrine looms above you. This tall obelisk of names. The beautiful black stone is shining in the candlelight that is aflame around it. Every one of the candles burning brightly tonight. But you're alone. You see the icons, the effigies of numerous deities for the Pantheon. You see, if I remember correctly, you did not before see the elven deities.
Yeah, none of the Seldarine were on there.
But it's quiet. The sun is set, and there's just a little bit of violet light in the sky. I will also say that it is freaking cold. But I'm not sure if you would feel that at this point.
Cal would not feel it. If it represents his damage, that's okay.
We'll see how long you stay out.
Cal is going to drop down. And he's going to pull out the numerous chalks that he has in his inventory. And he's going to start sketching a number of symbols. Complex symbols. First is the symbol of... Where'd it go? Libellus Enoreth. Followed by Airdrie, and lastly, Coralon himself. In this wide, complex sigil. And next to each, he sketches a name. Libelia Lorien, Erdriel Lorien, and Corelia Avast Lorien. In this circular area, so where he had burned that sigil last time, he uses that space and again, and he's sketching these runes. And in the center of those 3 separate runes, he sketches out in a bloody red color, Corel Diel Lorien. He then takes out that knife that he has damaged a number of times now. And uses it to slowly, where he had carved that last name, he uses the tip of this knife as a chisel on solid stone and carves the name in. He then kneels, places the knife, missing the last quarter inch of the tip that has been shaven off as he's done this. Places the knife over the name and ignites the 3 sigils that are made of the burn chalk. Leaving, as they burn away, leaving the one name in the center. And he's just going to collapse to his knees and stare at it.
The fire ignites. If I remember correctly, it's like a quick ignite and then quick burn.
Yeah.
You expect it to do what it has always done. To burn out quickly, to leave very little smoke, but to leave whatever was there, whatever you had drawn with it, burned into that sigil. You expect that. However, as you are staring at it, the flames don't die down. In fact, they get brighter. The longer you're staring at it, the brighter it gets, until you're not looking at the sigils that you had drawn on there. You're looking at 3 intricately crafted, the top of 3 intricately crafted drums. Gold and silver etched down the sides, swirling in the patterns of elvish make. And a warmth surrounds you. As a kindly voice plays through the drums. My son, you look in pain.
I'm assuming I recognize the voice.
You don't. It's not the voice of your father. It's a voice that you have. I take that back. You both don't recognize it, and you do at the same time. Familiar, but in a way that it's familiar like a dream. Like a thought that you had ages ago. Like an old friend that had moved away.
I'm going to whisper, "How can you call me son?"
Because that is who you are. Why do you think otherwise?
Because I did not return.
Not all return, but all are mine, and I'm all yours.
I betrayed them.
There's a pause. Cordial. Do not betray yourself. Everything as it turned out the way it needed to. You are where you are because you need to be there.
I am needed there, though.
Says who?
All of them. His father's still alive.
He doesn't answer, but you feel a hand on your shoulder. Strong and comforting. When you look, there's no one there. All has turned out as it needed to.
What does that mean?
I wouldn't be a very good god if I gave all answers. Did I? Well, no, would I?
What do I do then?
Corelliel, what do you want to do? Truly.
I came here to formally forsake my name. To forsake myself.
That doesn't answer my question.
I want to accept power without being afraid of it.
Power. As that word is spoken, the flames grow in intensity. Power is a misunderstood thing. To gain it, to grasp it, hold on as tight as you can to never let it go. That is foolish. Question is, what is power? What is power to you?
The ability to influence the lives of others for better or worse.
What do you do with every tale, every song you sing? What have you done in the last 48 hours to the lives of the people here in this small town in the middle of nowhere? Is that not power?
It is not to the same degree. I can help 3. I cannot lead 3,000.
If you cannot lead 3,000, start with 1. Start with yourself.
I will try.
One thing that could help you is knowledge. But very specific knowledge. The knowledge that, my son, you are forgiven.
By whom?
By your family, dear Corelliel. by your family.
All of them?
All of them. As he says, all of them, the drums, you blink and they're gone. The fire has died down. And you find yourself shivering. The blade that you laid on the name that you etched into it is unmarred. There's an inscription in it in Elvish that reads, "Start with 1." And the blade is now an enchanted +1 dagger.
Is the carved name underneath still there?
No.
Kyle is gonna pick up the knife, holding the pommel in one hand and laying the blade across the other, and stare at the blank spot on the ground.
Okay.
For some time.
Ergi, you watched Cal go to the shrine, kneel down, start scrawling on the ground. You saw the flames burn and die away quickly. And now it took no more than 5-10 minutes for him to finish all of that. And then you now see him, I'm assuming coatless, sitting in the snow piling up on his shoulders, staring at the ground in front of him.
Do you not have like a blanket in his inventory? I guess he wouldn't use it if he did.
He probably left everything back in his room.
Cool. I'll walk up like I'm just taking a walk. And oh, is that you, Cal? Hey, it's awfully cold out here. We head back to the tavern.
He's going to look up and just say, or LDL.
Right, well, don't know what that means, but here. I'll throw a blanket at him and kind of walk away. I'll still probably stay somewhat close somewhere just to make sure no one like jumps him or anything while he's cold and dying.
Okay. With that, we're going to take a quick break. I got to apparently get my daughter back into bed. So,
Cool.
we need 2 seconds, and yeah.
to make marks on the map.
All right.
Okay.
We waiting for anyone to get back?
I'm here
Oh,
just trying to
there he is.
listen to see if the kids try to be awake still.
Yeah, totally get that. So, unless there's anything else,
After about 15 minutes, Cal won't have put on the blanket yet. After about 15 minutes, he will stand and he'll unfold the blanket, wrap it around his shoulders, and wander back to the tavern.
cool.
I'll
Okay.
say before Karzan goes to bed, he will be endlessly fidgeting with his tarot cards. And cast augury regarding his intent to continue searching the mine.
You shuffle the cards with that question in mind, with the intent to continue. Shuffle once, shuffle twice. And you deal a card. When you turn it over, 2 cards seem to be stuck together. It's an ace and a joker. Seems to be wheel and woe.
And that's probably about it for him.
Cool. For the rest and everybody here, the night progresses without an incident. Those who can find rest and sleep in whatever forms as sleep takes each of you. The thoughts, the memories of the last 48 hours or so replay in everyone's minds. And the question of what is deeper pervades. Then the morning comes. The day is yours. What do you guys want to do?
Cal would like to make everybody breakfast. Anybody who comes to the tavern, he is cooking.
Cool.
And he is putting everything on his own tab.
Okay. Marlin is up at the same time and is also cooking, and he welcomes the help.
I usher him out of the kitchen.
Awesome. He looks a little concerned, but grateful as he goes and starts doing some cleaning and whatnot. But there are a couple people that come in, get some breakfast from you.
I will say roughly at about the same time that they wake up and start preparing breakfast. A few minutes later, just about the time it takes for Karzan to walk over to the hidden stash, he will walk into the tavern and sit down.
Yeah,
Sees
Nix
Cal
would be
and
one of those customers getting breakfast.
Awesome.
I'll be there too, as soon as I wake up. Probably a little later than Carson.
Okay. You all make your way to the tavern, to the delicious. What are you making? What kind of breakfast are you making?
2 different breakfasts, depending on what the person is looking for. The first is a hearty meat gravy, whatever kinds of fatty meat that is on hand to make a good gravy out of. Over a home cooked set of garlic biscuits for with chunks of the meat chopped up inside of the gravy. For anybody looking for a good hearty morning breakfast, and then a vegetable kind of broth thing for anybody looking for something lighter. Yeah.
That
Cool.
gravy one sounds nice.
Maybe if you have a little extra of the raw meat, like it nice and red. Oh, gets me going.
I'll take a 8-ounce portion of the raw meat, slap it on the grill for about 15 seconds on each side, so it's just got like a sear to hold in the juices, and then pour over some of the gravy over the top, and a biscuit on the side.
Cal is my pal. Thank you, Cal.
Oh man, biscuits and gravy and steak. I'm hungry.
Yep. Do you want a cooking check on that?
No,
Okay.
I'll give it to you.
I do have proficiency in cook schools today because we're not in the tower or whatever in the mines, so I swapped it out for cook's tools
Awesome.
instead of medicine.
Yeah, that sounds great. You cook up these amazing breakfasts. As word gets out, more and more people start to come in, and Marlin has to go out and get more supplies and bring it back to you. And
No one pays.
no one pays. Okay. Yeah, no, absolutely. Everybody comes. As soon as the town hears free breakfast at the Hidden Stash, it's fair game. And so for a Friday morning, it's surprisingly full here. But breakfast aside, you guys have a table off to the side. I'll say while Cal, you're cooking, Karzan, and Nyx, I'm assuming you'll be eating. You are approached. The three of you are approached by Selena, the druid. She kind of hesitantly comes up. May I join you for a second?
Tarzan will nod.
Okay. She kind of pulls the seat back and sits down. I don't know how to say thank you enough. Garenwyn told me what you guys did and the risk you put yourselves in for her, for all of us, I guess. For everyone in this town. And I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much. I have an odd proposal. My assumption and what I've heard is you guys are planning on going back.
Indeed.
I know at least I will.
I no offense, but I find that a little insane. But we may have something that can help your troop. It's a bit of old magic that my master taught to me. And if you are truly planning on heading back into the mines, into the Citadel, I would like to offer the ritual to the, I guess, 4 of you. If any of you were to fall, and she kind of looks around, it would allow that individual to return.
Well, that's a pretty big deal.
It's an expensive ritual to keep up. But it's something that we could do for the foreseeable short-term future if your troop would be interested.
Well,
Is
I'm
this
interested.
fall? Is this like if any of us die or if any of us are infected?
From what I understand, it will aid in those who die.
Okay.
Now, there is a little risk to it. But it would mean survival. You don't have to decide now. Think it over.
Well, if
But
you
the
could
option
explain
is-
the risk a bit better, it would make us able to think a bit better on it.
That's fair. Yes. So we would essentially, and she kind of gets quiet and scoots in. It would essentially be placing each of you, or tying each of you to a reincarnation spell. So the risk isn't to lose yourselves, it's to lose your heritage, I guess. But not really lose, because it's you. You would... Am I making sense at all? I'm sorry.
I don't understand why would we lose our heritage?
Typically, a reincarnation implies changing your race.
Correct, yes.
So different physical form if it happens.
Exactly, yes. You'd still be you. It would be just a different version of you.
You
Again,
mentioned a price.
yes. To keep... To tie your essence with a never... an ever seeking spell, and then to cast that spell, I'd have to go back and look at my notes, but it's the cost of the components for those spells. And then, of course, getting those components would be key in that as well. I wanted to offer it just because I know you are going into someplace that's extremely dangerous. I will admit I don't know about those who are taken over, if you will, those who lose their minds, are controlled by something else or someone else. I don't know if that would affect it at all. But the option is here for you. Take it or leave it. It's up to you. Do you have any other questions?
Is this payment up front, or payment upon delivery of service?
Well, we would need to get the components.
So up front.
Yeah.
Okay. We will be speaking to Xander shortly regarding perhaps an accumulation of wealth for what we gathered.
Okay.
We'll see where we stand after that.
That sounds good. Again, thank you. Garenwyn is she's changed a little bit, but for the better, I think. She's not as brash. Let's hope this sticks, if you will. Anyway, enjoy your breakfast. We can chat later. And she leaves.
We'll wait for Cal to finish breakfasting.
I also need to visit Simeon again. He's gonna give me an estimate on how long the armor fix is gonna take.
So, let's quickly cut over to Cal. Cal, you are frantically in there cooking up as much as you can. Marlin, he can't lift these himself, but he was able to point you in the direction of these massive, like 24-inch pans, and you're able to cook up a ton all at one time. You finish cooking this last batch, and Marlin comes in. Hey, just so you know, I think that's the last of the town out there.
Fantastic.
It's insane. Well done. I thank you for helping with the morning. What turned into a rush. Normally, isn't.
If I were to make an estimate of, before I even ask Marvin, I want to know if I were to put the actual bill from everybody who came in this morning on my personal tab, what would the number be, undiscounted, nothing, like, just what would it be?
You're gonna make me
cost that much.
It doesn't, no.
Like a couple copper, I'd feel almost.
At the very least, yeah. So I'd say for everybody, probably somewhere in the realm of $40 to $50 gold.
Okay.
And this has been like a couple of hours of people coming in.
Yeah.
There has been a solid line going out the door for.
Yeah, that's within the order of magnitude of my expectations, so that's great. Great. I say to Marvin, everybody is on my tab. For today, I can probably only cover about 10% of it, but I expect to come into money soon, and I will pay you back the rest.
All right. Whatever works for you.
I give him 4 gold.
Okay. He, grabs it and pockets it. Well, thank you again for the help and the business. That's awesome. I'm gonna clean up in here a little bit, and why don't you grab yourself a plate and head out, and we'll chat later about details. Okay?
Sounds good. I don't do any dishes. 0. and I take a bowl of the traditional elven vegetable broth that I've
Okay.
been making, and a biscuit, and I go out and sit at the table with Karzin and Nyx. Ergi, are you still there? Or did you step off to Simeon's?
Yeah, I'm still there. I probably won't go to Simeon's until after our thing with the mayor.
Are we quite finished now? He will say to Karzin, or sorry, Cal.
Cal will just nod.
Okay. We will go to Alexander Vilt, who has offered us a sum of money for the artifacts we have retrieved. Perhaps we should discuss what we are willing to part with and what we are not.
I think I want to say during this time that for a while now, Nyx has probably been toying with the master key in his hands, like while waiting for Cal to finish up. Probably
Okay.
not attuned to it still.
Not attuned? Okay.
I have the white chromatic rose and the slippers that we acquired from the room.
I have the cloak of Aya and the frosted dagger.
I have that ever smoking bottle.
Hmm.
I also have like spell scrolls and things,
Yeah.
but I don't believe that's what we're talking about, correct?
We do have spell scrolls that we can sell. Those we could potentially sell to the Horsehead. Or perhaps I also have some other things I intend to sell to the Horsehead that are not magical in nature. We can get some estimates from Alexander, but take inventory of what you have. Let's be off and discuss with him. So, Karzin will motion for us to go over to Alexander Pelt place.
Okay.
In the Town Master's Hall.
Yep. You head over to the Townmaster's Hall, and you can see it's a small building. You know, Karzin, that it's mostly his home is kind of in the back area, but he has his office in the front, open to whoever needs to chat with him. You walk in, and there is a assortment of ledgers and books on the back wall. A bookshelf, which is where he files everything, on the left wall, and his desk kind of strewn with papers and a ton of just knickknacks, to make a massive clutter. Alexander's at his desk. He looks up. Oh, good. Welcome. Okay. So, and he searches through a bunch of papers. Oh, where did I put it? And he eventually finds a piece of paper, looks at it, and he starts to read. According to the sorry, it's been a while. According to the artifact imbuement of Thaddeus Holston, we of the city of Hermelthen offered these payments to those who bring out artifacts of and magic items of those who have previously entered and passed away in the mines and in the Citadel and the places between. For those items of worth, of, let me, real quick, sorry. Here. For every artifact recovered from the Deepfrost Citadel, the reward of 50 gold pieces will be awarded in exchange for said artifact and magic item. Yeah. Sorry, it's been a while since I've had to do that. Essentially, Thaddeus, before disappearing, left a sum of money because people were already starting to come into explore, and he wanted a way to encourage said exploration and bringing out of the items that other people had left and those who had died and yada yada yada. So for whatever items you are willing to part with, the city with this funding is able to pay 50 gold pieces per item.
50.
Yes, sir.
Tarzan, it's fine. It's 50. It's fine.
50.
Sorry, Tarzan really likes his gold. Tarzan, come on, it's
When's
50
the
gold.
last time you had to touch that reserve? I know when it was. Never. No one's come out from there in the past 40 years. Or how long has it been? 30 years?
30.
30, yeah.
I've been here to watch.
I think what my friend is trying to say is that any one of these items would be thoroughly worth more than 50 gold pieces in their own right. And then you add upon the treachery of gathering them, and, well, it doesn't quite seem respectful for that number to be so low.
Trust me, I understand, Carson. Cal. I am just reading what the will of Thaddeus Holston was for use of these funds.
Great.
Very
And
well.
are you legally bound to maintain that contract? Or would you have the ability to increase the rewards?
He looks down at the paper and reads it over. He looks back up at you guys.
I would sooner hire a hireling to reopen the golden vein and sell the items myself. In fact, I will. Unless you meet me at the price of these items.
Always the hard bargainer. What price did you have in mind?
Depends on the item and the potency of the magic, of course.
As one example, I happen to know that a certain artifact I received would be worth upwards of 500 gold pieces on the open market. It comes with a small curse, but it's a reasonable one, especially for someone who doesn't desire to be stealthy. The item itself without the curse would be worth over 1,000, and so I would value it upwards of 500. Offering 50 for it seems a little disrespectful.
Again, not the number I chose.
I am aware. I am aware, and I am not commenting on you. I trust you. However, we cannot do business with two-digit numbers.
So that is fair. Cal, go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Great.
I'll say with advantage because Carson is glaring daggers at
These
Alexander.
are not empty threats. I will literally talk to Soren.
Ugh. I only got a 14.
You rolled a 7, 8, whatever it was.
Yeah.
He goes, tell you what, you don't have to relinquish the artifacts. That is your choice. I will go up to, depending on the artifact, depending on the item in question, because it has been 30 years and very few have been of this, very little of this money has been used. I can go up to a maximum of 200 for specific items. Now, I will have to say I'm going to need a look at these items, see what they are, what they do, and then we can decide from there. Or, Carson, if you want to sell them at the vein, be my guest. That's again totally up to you. You don't have to relinquish any of these items.
Unfortunately, Xander, I must say that at least the items that I myself am carrying are worth far more than you're willing to give as a maximum, and therefore, at least myself, I won't be interested.
That is 100% fair.
All right. Good day. And Carson will get up and walk out.
Okay. Anyone else?
You guys seem really grumpy today. Well, have a good day.
You too. As you shrug, he kind of he chuckles. It's up to you. We're flexible here. This money is here, and yeah.
Question for the DM.
Yeah.
Because I know we're making assumptions about the world here. Because I have expertise in Arcana and history, and that I have a history in trading with my family, would it be reasonable to assume that I could ascertain the actual value of these items?
You can certainly try.
Yes, expertise isn't worth much as it is normally. Yeah.
Go ahead and roll. Roll either Arcana or History with advantage, and you can add your expertise.
Okay, before I begin doing that, I'm going to take one of my cards, and I'm going to hold it in my hand and crush it. As it disappears, I will cast Enhance Ability Intelligence on myself.
Okay.
Arcana, you said?
Yep. 24. Which items are you looking at specifically?
All of the ones we have on our personage.
You guys are going to have to name those off, because...
Alright.
Cloak of Aya and the Frosted Dagger.
The white
2
chromatic
seconds.
rose, Papa's slippers.
The ever smoking bottle.
Okay, 2 seconds.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, it's loading. Okay. Let's see. The Hood of Aya.
Cloak of Protection with a minor curse.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what the Hood of Aya is?
Yeah.
Yeah. If I try to be stealthy, it screams, "Oh yeah."
Or you burst into uncontrollable fits of giggles.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Yeah, something like that.
Xander never did say whether there was any. Never mind. Never mind. So I guess Nyx did join the others in walking out. Quick question out of character: did anyone ever tell the others that they saw something about like seeing Simeon's initials with the rope of climbing or something?
Well, that is true, technically. I haven't been considering that.
Sorry, 2 seconds.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to get rid of the Necklace of Adaptation. That feels like a golden ticket.
I mean, hypothetically, if we were to find more powerful artifacts, ones that consumed attunement slots, I might become less attached to some of these smaller items and
Right.
be more
I'm
willing
attuned to the necklace. Sorry.
Well, I mean, I'm currently attuned to the Cloak of Aya and to the Frosted Dagger, and so that's already 2 of my attunement slots.
I have all 3
And
of them.
so, if I were to, need to free up attunement slots, I might become interested in 200 gold for the Cloak of Aya. In the case where I personally had no use for it, but
So, the Cloak of Aya, with the details you know, Carson, would be priced somewhere between 350 and 450.
yeah,
That would be a good range for it.
Okay.
What was the next one?
Papa's Slippers.
Papa's Slippers.
Pretty insane.
Right around the same. Actually,
Really?
Papa's Slippers would be more 500.
Yeah.
500 to 600.
Resistance to cold damage, ignore difficult terrain created by ice or snow. Tolerate temperatures as low as negative 50 degrees Fahrenheit without any additional protection. If you wear heavy clothes, you can tolerate temperatures as low as negative 100 degrees Fahrenheit, which is crazy.
oh yeah,
That's really cold.
Yeah, right? Gosh.
negative 100 is.
I've only ever had to deal with negative 40 in Rexburg, so.
Yeah.
And that's with wind chill. Like,
The white chromatic rose I would assume to be lower because it's technically a consumable item, though it does grant a passive effect.
Let me double check here.
Because it's while holding it, you gain resistance to cold damage. If you would take more than 10 cold damage from a single source, the rose disintegrates and you take no damage instead. As an action, you can blow the petals and basically do a mini cone of cold for 3d10.
does the cone of cold consume it?
Yeah. Using this property destroys the rose.
Yeah.
Okay. If you guys want to mark down the prices that I'm giving you on these, that might help you in the future.
So.
Then I have the
These were measured in
act-
gold, right?
Price. There's a price item.
There is,
slot.
yep.
Perfect. So probably higher 500, as you said.
The chromatic rose would probably be upwards of 700 to 800.
Okay.
Because technically it is actually a rare item.
Sweet.
and then the axe of the Screaming Void.
Axe of the Screaming Void. That one, as Carson looks over it, and you tell him, you. Yeah, okay. That one will probably be upwards of 700-800, more, maybe a little more, depending on who you sell it to. So 8 to 9, maybe. Well, yeah. All right. What's next?
Frosted dagger.
Right. That is this one. Cool. Frosted Dagger is 5 to 600.
All right, the ever smoking bottle.
The ever smoking bottle would be 3 to 400.
Is that all the stuff that we would wish to actually part with?
That's more than, but yeah.
Okay. Cool. After Carson has established these prices for us, at least, he will immediately seek out Soren.
Soren, okay. Soren would probably be found at his house.
Okay.
He still lives with his parents.
How old is he?
He's like 20, 22.
Okay.
Somewhere around there. But you kind of beeline it over to their place, and Soren comes to the door after inquiring about him. Oh, hey, what's up?
Soren, how would you like a job?
I would sure. Wait.
Brilliant. Come with me. And Carson
For
will
what?
pull him out of the house and begin
No, give
talking
it.
to him. You're a charismatic sorcerer boy. You're wonderful. You're great. You're perfect for the job. How would you like to interact with adventurers who perhaps would be able to impart some of their magical knowledge with you? I'm sure you would love to do that.
But
You need to watch over the Golden Vein for me.
Okay. Stop. He kind of pulls away. Okay. Job for what?
You'll be a shopkeep, looking over my shop, selling the artifacts that we obtain from the keep.
Do I get to study the artifacts?
Yes.
I'm in.
You don't get to use them.
Fair. But I will. Yes. Ooh. Yes, I'm in. Yeah. Yes. And he stops for a sec, thinks. My rate is 3 gold a week.
Deal.
Sweet.
Perhaps he thinks second that he should have asked for higher, but
Just a little bit.
But Carson says, "All right, here's 2 weeks in advance," and he will give him 6 gold.
Okay. Thank you. Let's see. Golden Vein. Yeah, Golden Vein. This way, right?
Yes.
This was. Yes. Okay. Okay. Because he runs back up to his parents' house. Mom, I'm going to work, and then just follows you over to the Golden Vein.
All right. Karzan will begin explaining to him in length the artifacts that we are willing to sell. I am going to be putting up the white chromatic rose by itself. I'm probably going
Whoa.
to keep the Papa slippers. I'm split on whether we should keep it or not. It's cold resistance, which feels like a niche magic type, but still pretty good.
I have a feeling it might become relevant.
Yeah. The reason I'm
there's
willing
like
to part with the
3
chromatic
items.
rose is because it's so expensive but consumable.
Yeah. If we could get that gold, that would make a big difference.
Exactly.
What else are you guys putting up for sale there?
Here, I'm going to create a new,
The axe for sure.
I'm going to create a new container that is the golden vein stock.
Inventory? Yeah.
Now we shift from playing D&D to Shopkeep Simulator.
Simulator.
Welcome.
All right.
We should also put in all of the random like jewelry and statues and whatever that we got as well. in there.
I'm more inclined to just sell that to the general shop potentially for a discounted price.
Depends on what they offer us, but yeah,
Fair,
sure.
Yeah. That was going to be my third stop after we set up the magic items. Was going to be the horse head.
Cool. Yeah, sounds good.
So contents. I'm trying to make it so that everyone can, because I made this item. Can everyone see golden vein stock in the items tab?
Not at the moment.
Yes.
Oh wait, golden vein stock.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to drag and drop. So I open it, and then I can drag and drop the chromatic rose into it. And that sets the white chromatic rose. If I right-click edit, yeah, the price is still attached to it.
That's cool.
Yeah, so you guys can drag and drop the items you have in your inventory that you've attached prices to, put it into the golden vein stock, and we'll have it up for sale.
Wait, hang on. Where?
The only item I have that could fit that description would be a spell scroll invisibility.
We would want
But
to
I
sell
think
our
we
spell scrolls.
keep. I feel like we keep that though because I can't
Yeah.
cast it on my own.
No, like, well, you can. They're like, for example, ice knife. We can't use ice knife. None of us can use ice knife. If I go into our group inventory, okay, that just has the diamond, the gold nuggets, and the gold mirror.
So I don't have
Okay.
permissions, it says.
Oh, Josh, could you change permissions on?
I thought I did, but I will.
Set default owner, everyone.
Yeah.
For
Should be good
attaching the prices. There's like 4 axes of the Screaming Void now.
I guess it's adding. Oh no! I mean, for me, it doesn't add them.
Items. You're not adding to the stock.
Okay, I have to open the little window.
Yeah, open the little window and then drag and drop it into the window. Yeah, there
Got
you go.
it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
And then, are we just doing magical items for this, or can we do others as well?
I'm thinking just magical right now.
Cool.
I will say the Axe of the Screaming Void doesn't have the price attached to it, which I think you said was 800 potentially.
Mm-hmm.
It was 8 to 9. Yeah, I put a price on it. I don't know why it's not. I'll put it again.
All right. Do we need to attach the price in the item inventory instead of our own inventory?
Yes.
It should have moved over with it, but yeah.
Like if I click on the white rose, the price $750 is displayed on the left.
Okay, well, I don't have permission for attaching the price to the ever smoking bottle, as far as I can tell.
What was the price I gave to you for that?
300 to 400 gold.
All right. Anything else want to go in the Golden Vein stock?
What?
I can't get the price to update.
For some reason, it's not letting me add things to the box anymore. Unless I... Let me see. Okay, well, it lets me add it weird. Okay, that's really weird. I can add items from my inventory. I cannot add items from the items tab, which is funny.
Okay.
So, like, if I try to drag and drop the ever smoking bottle from the ever items tab, it's not letting me. I think we'll want to keep the rope of climbing.
Oh. Whoops. Let me
What?
just re-import that. I moved it from the items tab into the stock, and then I deleted it from the stock, and I deleted it from both.
Oh, interesting.
There we go. So yeah, I guess if you ever need to move things into the inventory, just move it from your inventories into this one.
So if I take the ever smoking bottle, put it in my inventory, use the importer.
Should we just have me move into the inventory after I edit it in mine?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So if it's 300 to 400, should I put like 350?
Yeah, that's what I did. I just put a middle
Sure.
ground item whenever you gave me a range.
Okay. And,
Did you want to part with the Cloak of Aya, or would you rather keep it for now?
I'd keep it for now. I don't.
It's
If I need to be stealthy, I can take it off and hand it to someone.
yeah.
Um.
I have disadvantage on stealth already, and since we're moving as a group,
Right.
if one of us has disadvantage on stealth, we
Yeah.
will basically.
The only way that I see it being a problem is if we want to send me ahead to scout. But in
Right.
that specific case, I'll just take the cloak off and hand it to you, and then go scout without it.
Hmm.
Right? Like,
Or we send
And
Nyx.
that's
Nyx is
if-
kind of our scouter for the most part, so
yeah, that's true.
okay. It seems to be in the inventories, and I'm going to delete it from my inventory.
okay, let's see if it deletes it from here. I hope not.
It's a reference.
Gone from my inventory.
Oh, that's annoying.
As
You do
in-
not have sufficient permission to view the sheet for this item.
For the bottle?
Yeah. That's annoying.
Weird.
Yeah, when I click the edit item on the ever smoking bottle in the golden vein. We're just learning so much tonight, guys. I thought this would be easy. Oh well.
It's not something where you have to identify it first, is it?
No. It shouldn't be.
Not if it's in here, no.
Besides, it has identified checked on it in the top right. When you open up the golden vein inventory box. So, Sora, I mean, we can also figure out the rest of these details later. But, the instruction, so Karzan will first give Soren every book on vending traditional front point of sale vending that he has.
Okay.
This will also probably be, if we're all in the Golden Vein, this will all be the first time all of you see the Golden Vein.
True. Why don't you explain it a little bit?
Upon first entry, the facade of the Golden Vein, which I've marked actually on, I don't know if you're okay with this, I just claimed one of the buildings on the bottom right as the Golden Vein on the map.
That's fine. Yep.
So it's right there. Essentially, you see on the top there's an elegant wooden sign with very faded gold paint. It says the Golden Vein, and that has a pickaxe on the side of it. The front windows are boarded up, but still have the glass intact on the other side. In fact, as we enter, Karzan will instruct Ergi or someone to start ripping off the boards. Upon entry or looking in, you see what appears to be a standard general store shop. Walls on the left and right having nails for things to be hung up, but nothing there. Two countertops that span lengthwise towards the actual desk in the back. Dusted off, clean, but with nothing on them, made of wood. The actual counter on the back so the counter on the back is there along with a scale that appears to be semi-clean. Behind the desk you can see a doorway into the back, and then to the left there is a stairway that goes upstairs to what presumably is the sleeping quarters. The actual front point of sale area is just this wooden bar almost that is hollow on the other side with various shelving. The wall behind the actual bar also has nails, but with nothing up. Everything appears to be blank but orderly, cleaned. Yeah.
Cool. As you enter in, Soren looks around. Not gonna lie, I've never been in here. I always wondered what it looked like. Well, boss, put me to work. What do you want me to do?
All right. And Karzan will immediately go into the back room and he'll start rummaging. He'll come out with 4 books that are yay thick. You'll be reading these in your spare time. And he puts them down on the bar.
Oh, good thing I like reading.
Interacting with customers, proper haggling techniques. And various point of sales books that he's just had. Specifically in this book, chapters 3 and 7 are of the utmost importance. I want you almost to have them memorized. And then...
Yes, sir.
Cal says, once you finish the reading, I will do some trial exercises with you to make sure that you've internalized it.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
There will be a test at the end of the reading.
It's actually supposed to be helpful for building skills, but if you want to think of it as a test, yeah, go for it.
But anyways, Karzan will then basically, while you're reading this, you may interact with a customer by some strange chance that word is spread or some random merchant comes walking in. We will be putting up a few signs on the main road pointing at the Golden Vein and saying magical items for sale, which should catch some attention.
Okay.
The general rule I will give you now is we have prices, and you will have a ledger with the prices of the items we want for sale. Pitch them as a 10% increase. So if an item is being sold for 750, say that it is 815.
When you say 700, or when you say 750, like gold, his eyes go wide. He's like, I've never seen that much money.
Well, our target audience is rolling in it, as it were.
Adventuring, all right.
So, Should an item be listed 750, pitch it originally as 815, 75 gold increased. And if they have to haggle you down, your bottom limit is 10% under the original price. So if it is
Okay.
750, your bottom limit would be 675.
He waits. He stops the sack, then he pulls out a piece of paper that he has in his pocket, and starts writing stuff down.
Let me. Karzan will go in the back and he will blow something off and bring out an abacus. Yield calculator.
Awesome.
He's like, that is in the 4th book, chapter 1. How to use that.
Real quick, as a quick sidebar here, Tim. So what you're saying is you want to, in a role-playing game, roleplay a.
Yep.
The sale of a customer to a customer.
The sale of customer. Oh gosh.
Yep. I want to teach him my persuasion proficiency skill as best I can.
That is the one thing
I see.
Karzan isn't great at. Karzan can watch a shop like a hawk and tell if someone is trying to give him a bad deal. He is not good at persuading people to take a bad deal.
Nice.
That is why, specifically, he went for the sorcerer. But that's besides the point.
Cool. Well,
But yeah, when he's ready and has done his studying, I want to try to give him as much of my persuasion skill as I can.
Okay.
I mean, when we'll be going out before he finishes those books. I'll tell you.
Right. I just,
Yeah, for future reference.
Yep. Okay, so for the next little bit, you guys sit down and work with him. Karzan, you talk him through, you give him details of what's there. You show him the inventory. You guys place it out where you think they would sell best. And I'll say that takes up the majority of the rest of the morning. Ergi and Nyx, anything you guys want to do while they're doing that? Do you want to help? Do you want to do something else?
I think Karzan said there's some boards to be pulled down. Is there some kind of physical work that has to be done on your shop still?
The boards need to be pulled down. In addition, if you're up for the task, we need signs made. We're going to be posting them on the main road. Approximately, if you look on the map, there. We'll want a wooden sign that points towards the Golden Vein that says, magical items for sale.
All right, let's do it. Nyx,
All right.
are you going to help me?
Yeah, sure. And Nyx will pull out a crowbar that the two of them could use for the boards.
Cool.
I will say Karzan probably has some boards laying around. It just needs to be, made.
Yeah,
Do you have nails?
with the supplies you have laying around and the boards you guys pull off, you're able to make a pretty decent sign, get it all nice looking. But the Karzan, as your friends are all working around, getting stuff done, Cal's over there trying to explain different what's the word? Facial cues and things to help, because 90% of haggling or sales is reading the customer. So he's trying to help him understand what's going on there and all of that. You looking around, and a phrase pops into your head, and it makes you smile. there's always more. There's always more in a golden vein. You just need to dig deeper. And with the rebirth of your store, and with the other things that are going on in this town, there's a lot. But with these individuals you surround yourself with, it's manageable. It's doable. I think that's where we're going to stop tonight.
Okay.
Just imagining Ergi hunched over two like plywood boards with his warhammer hitting a tiny little nail.
Ding, 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 ding.
Gosh, I got the image of like Patrick with like a board over his head and a nail just sitting there.
Amazing. All right.
Sweet, we're doing that.
You're doing that. That's something I should have foreseen, but didn't.
That Tarzan would just sell the items himself instead of trading for the 50
If there
gold.
was ever a character made for this scenario to open a magic item shop, it's my
I
character.
mean, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Cleric of knowledge, expertise in arcana. Like, you can't make this up.
I mean, we did, but
You can make this up. Oh man, I'm
Awesome.
excited. I'm hyped. I'm obviously not expecting it to like instantly give us money. This is obviously a passive thing, but you know.
Yep.
long-term investment kind of thing.
Very
We
much
could have
so.
taken the 200 now, but hopefully we can get more later, right? Like,
And who knows? Maybe there's someone in town that has some dosh that's willing to spend. But I doubt it. But you know, you never know.
yeah, I'd be really surprised if anybody who is presently in town has more than 100 gold pieces. Maybe Marvin, but that's not liquid. He needs to invest it in
Yeah.
tomorrow's resources.
Real quick, as far as our actual liquid gold, let me, because there's 4 of us, right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to easily enough. You guys can each add 25 gold to your inventory, and I'll take 100 out of the group inventory.
Right.
So add 25 to
Right.
each of your own gold, and we're just going to keep the 3 gold and whatever is left there.
I'm immediately going to go give that to Marvin.
Okay.
I have 16 gold remaining in my debt to him.
Cool. And just a point of clarification, his name is Marlin.
Okay, Marvin.
That's fair.
Do you know the amount of effort it takes me to not call him Mr. Jumbo?
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to fast forward through this other part where we go to the horse head, or if you want to play out that interaction.
I kind of want to play it out because I want to see your reactions to Hal and Xanthos.
Because we got, of the things I'd want to sell to them, we have 5 gold nuggets, which I have listed as 5 to 10 gold each. So that's at least 25 gold. And then we have the golden mirror and brush, which I listed as roughly 100 gold. So that's potentially another 125 gold, roughly. I'd say maybe like 100 to 150 gold that we could have and use. I know potentially if one of the ranger or bard wants studded leather. I don't know if you have studded leather already, but that's a small upgrade to your AC.
I believe I already have
Already
it.
has studded leather.
You already have studded leather. Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I used some of my starting gold to get it.
Okay. I mean, I know I want a breastplate, but that thing's freaking 400 gold, so no thanks.
Where was the diamond from again?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh wait, that was found with gold nuggets, I think,
Was
in
it
that
found with the
abandoned
gold
house.
nuggets? We want to keep the diamond for reagents once I can cast Revivify.
Oh, real quick, would you guys have mentioned Selena's offer to Cal, or would that just have not come up yet?
Oh no, I think we would have. I definitely feel like.
It needs to have not come up because that needs to be a roleplay moment.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to know. Because I looked up the cost of reincarnate, and it's 1,000 gold to cast it. So unless it's gonna
Not
be different
yet.
here, we're definitely not gonna be able to use that yet, even if we wanted to.
Unless we sold all of our equipment to the mayor right now, but then we'd have no equipment,
I don't
which
even
means
think
we would
we'd have
immediately
enough
use
gold.
it.
I don't even think if we did that, we'd
If
have
we
not even
did-
half.
If we did the axe, the frosted dagger, the cloak of awe, yeah, the flower, the slippers, and the bottle, and we average 150 gold mixed with the gold we already have, we could afford. Is it
One.
1,000 gold for all of us to be able to have that, or 1,000 gold per person?
It's 1,000 gold per connection.
Okay, so we could connect one of us to it.
I mean, listen, a passive resurrection spell is insane. That's like, of course it's going to cost that much.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, it'd have to be for one of us, which is... I mean, you could tie me to it, because if I die, I'm the only person at level 5 who can even attempt to resurrect someone.
That's true. Hope that you can survive, and then if you survive, bring the rest of us back.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's the prayer.
But then again, we'd have to sell all of our equipment, which means all of us would be way less protected, and that's
No.
yeah.
No way. So definitely something to consider down the line.
Well,
Anyway.
cool. Well, hope you guys enjoyed tonight, and we'll plan again for next week.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Alrighty.
Alright.
See you guys.
See you next
Yeah.
time.